So now we've got a new character voiced by Inori Minase in this anime. Does that mean that when she joins the Precure, she's gonna get a magical chainsaw that's gonna kick all kinds of ass? That would easily make up for the lack of physical combat in this anime. So this episode features the formal introduction of a new character, Ciel Kiraboshi, who on top of being a world-renowned patissier, also happens to be the winner of the most spoilerific character ever award. Seriously, even her name is a spoiler. Kira Star. I mean, come on. Anyway, we quickly find out that she's a fairy, and was likely a part of Pekurin's group when they were attacked by the thieves at the beginning of this anime. Yeah, I'm just going to assume she got blown all the way from Japan to France after Mount Bukake erupted. Those fairies are made of some pretty strong stuff. While exploring the town, she runs into the Precure during a shopping trip just as Ichika is about to buy a new ingredient, a musk melon. Oh, that actually does look like a tasty fruit. I wonder how much it is. Oh, Jesus! Yeah, I think I'll just go look elsewhere. Ciel announces that she's opening up a pop-up patissier and is inviting everyone in town. Sure enough, pretty much everyone shows up on day one, including the Precure. They sit down and Ciel personally prepares some dishes for them. And for me at least, this was a very enjoyable scene. Not only was the music here really easy on the ears, but as I've said before, dessert making is a hobby of mine, and seeing Ciel use such artful plating techniques is fascinating to me. Kind of makes me want to try it out. In fact, at this time, I'd like to announce that I'm actually thinking about doing a series of videos where I'll recreate many of the sweets from this anime. Though, I'll also say right now that I'm not even going to attempt to make any of Ciel's dishes. I have neither the skills nor the money needed to make any of them. Also, Ciel, if you're going to use liquid nitrogen, put on some gloves and goggles. That stuff can cause some serious frostbite. Just ask poor Triple H and his second-degree burns. That little detail aside, Ichika is so amazed at Ciel's godlike skills that she asks if she can become her student, even resorting to a Japanese udogeza and making a face that's gonna haunt my nightmares for the next few weeks. Ciel agrees to teach Ichika if she can pass her test, make an outstanding dessert that best represents her. This proves to be quite the challenge for a young baker whose current signature dish is a basic strawberry shortcake. I think a lot of viewers of the show have been asking the same question. The day of the exam arrives, and Ichika tries and fails at exhibiting a real flair in her technique. Anyone else wish Gordon Ramsay was around at times like these? You donkey! She ends up making a fancier version of her shortcake with all kinds of extra junk that doesn't really impress Ciel since many of the elements on the plate fail to match up with one another. Now this brings up an important aspect of dessert making that this cooking anime has kind of neglected. Taste. In preparation for those cooking videos I mentioned, I've actually looked up several of the Precure's recipes on their website. While they're all technically sound recipes, I think they all lack anything that would really make their taste stand out. The most complex aspects of each recipe were the decorations. And while even Ciel has acknowledged the importance of appearance, that alone doesn't make for a standout dessert. Which, ironically enough, kind of reflects Ichika as a character. She has all the basic elements that make for a good Precure, but she lacks anything that truly makes her stand out. It's more about the aspects around her that attracts everyone's attention. Now all that said, this could lead to something interesting that I'll bring up during my closing thoughts. Back to the episode itself though, after Ciel leaves to get some tea, who else should show up but Bibli come to feast on all of the practice dishes Ciel had conveniently left out. This of course leads into a battle where Ciel does briefly bear witness to Ichika's Cure Whip, though she doesn't see her transform. The fight itself is actually pretty good for the first half before the rest of the Precure show up and quickly vanquish the vomiting doll monster. Again, the main focus of this episode was on dessert making, so there wasn't a lot of time to devote to fighting, unfortunately. Nonetheless, the episode ends with a slight shipping moment between Ichika and Ciel, and the latter expressing her admiration for the Precure, not realizing one of them was sitting right next to her. While some might not find this the most exciting episode of the season, I do really appreciate it because it introduces some much needed elements to this cooking anime that I hope get further spotlighted. Again, I do like the fact that they're finally addressing what truly makes a dessert an experience rather than something that goes well with your coffee after dinner. And as a result, I'm already really liking Ciel as a character. I tend to like characters who throw everything they've got into their craft, and hearing her exposit about desserts with actual terms and techniques is fascinating to me. Now, of course, I realize I am kind of biased because of this, but I think her presence could also throw in an interesting new narrative into the mix. It's more than clear that Ciel completely outclasses everyone as a cashier, so this might lead to interesting new storylines where our characters have to improve their baking skills and in turn their skills as Precure. They could also use this to reflect their development as characters, in particular Ichika. It would kind of, though not completely, justify her lack of development up until now. Just my own crazy thoughts, but I think they could pull it off. Still, we'll see how truly tasty some of the Precure's recipes are when I start up my tentative little cooking series. Hopefully everything will go well. I'm not exactly confident about my setup just yet, but still everything's worth a try at least once. And until then though, farewell for now my friends, and
look at this!
I gotta go turn off my Ramsey one-liner generator.
Look!